I used to be so frustrated to not have enough time to do all the things I love. Getting used to waking up early, that was not that easy, but afterwards, it really changed completely my life. I discovered I had so much energy in the morning and I really feel like I can do anything. Of course, it means that I go to sleep very early, but for me, the sacrifice is really worth it. The first thing I do after waking up is actually to brush my teeth. Afterwards, I just start my day with some sport. The kind of sport I do depends on my mood, so it can either be some yoga or just like normal workouts. But I always do it following some YouTube videos in one of my target languages. For example, today was in Russian. Then I take a shower and I clean my room. So today I wanted to try a quinoa porridge. It's like a mix of oatmeal but with riole, but instead with quinoa. And so I put some apples, cinnamon, berries, and it was actually really good, even if it doesn't really look like it, I know. I consider it very important to take the time to cook from scratch, because it's the only way we can avoid buying already made products, which come usually with plastic, and I hope we all know how harmful is it for our environment. Depending on how I feel, I meditate for 20 or 30 minutes. Many people recommend meditating just after waking up, but personally I can't do it, otherwise I just fall asleep. I prefer doing it with guided audio, because otherwise I get too easily distracted and the voice in the videos allows me to remind me to stay present. I also always choose a video in one of my target language, so here it was in Italian. In the same vein, I also practice my Italian pronunciation by repeating some positive affirmations. I know it can sound like I'm very weird, but actually positive affirmations really work well with me, and because it motivates me, gives me the determination to make the most of my day. Then I do a few minutes of laughing yoga and some other wellness exercises. The benefits of laughing are incredible, and I do it because I feel so good afterwards. I feel energized, so happy, and so motivated. So I don't know, I just want to tackle the day. So now I start almost all my days with my diary, and I really like it because, as you can see, for one page you have 5 years. So when you write the day you add, you can also read again what you did last year and 2 years ago. Sometimes you can see some coincidences. Things can happen the same day but in different years, and it's also a good way to see how you are evolved in your ideas, in your project. Sometimes I write it in a different languages so that I can practice. Like now, because last year I decided to write in Japanese, now I have to, it's like a good way to review all my Japanese characters, my kanji, my vocabulary. So it's actually a good exercise. For a quick summary of what I'm writing, yesterday I binged all day because I stayed in my room, and I don't know, it was very difficult for me to stop eating. But I was very proud of myself because I feel guilty and heavy and when I binged so much, but this time I accepted it and I just moved on. I could still take some little steps, which is better than nothing. So yeah, I'm happy for that, and I wanted to keep track of this memory. So once I finish with my diary, I usually start with my languages. I love the method called assimil. I already finished the German one, and so now I'm just reviewing it. And now I'm focusing on Russian, because, little spoiler, I'm actually going to live in Russia in a few months.
I think it's important to start with the thing you value the most. You prioritize. It's also a dream of mine to be able to, like, I have a list of at least 12 languages that I want to speak to be able to speak in my life. I mean, if I want to be able to reach this goal, I have to do it every single day. And make it a habit. And I think habits are most effective in the morning. I mean, it depends also on you. If you're more like a morning or evening person, maybe you will be more inspired during the night, or I don't know, it really depends on the people. For my part, it's all about the mornings.
что же здесь хорошего? Хорошо, что у меня всего этого нет.
Что у вас болит?
Голова.
Où avez-vous mal à la tête? I have little exercises. I have to fill the dots. На что жалуюсь? Well, as you know, schools are closed in Italy, so all the classes are still happening online. Actually, I don't know you, but I find it really hard to stay focused online. It's so easy for me to get distracted and like start doing other stuff, like cooking, for example. So the lesson was more like a debate review here, so I didn't really have to take notes. So while listening, I started cooking my lunch and also my dinner. Many exchange students were forced to come back to their home. And some Japanese girls were so kind and they gave me all the stuff for cooking, and I'm really grateful because otherwise in this campus I only have microwave, so it was hard to cook before. And more than ever, it's so important to eat healthy food because fast food, industrial food, and most of ready-made food are filled with ingredients that make you more harm than good. They actually weaken your immune system, which makes you more vulnerable. So please, if you have some spare time, make the most of it by, for example, learning about nutrition or about health habits, how to apply them concretely in your life, because I guarantee you that it will be this kind of changes that will change your life. You won't regret it. I was running out of food, so it was time to go to the groceries. I actually have a small shop like at 5 minutes by a walk around my dorm, but I preferred going to an organic shop because it's the only place I can find some local, organic and plastic-free veggies and fruits. And as you can see here, the shelves are all full. And I heard it was the same in other shops in Venice. And there's still toilet paper, no worries. I also wanted to share with you some footages in a park in Venice, just to show you that here not everyone takes it like that seriously. They are still doing their life and spend time outside playing, and there were like old people, families, young, like every ages. In the afternoon, sometimes I have some classes, or sometimes I just study, do my project. But to be honest, it's not easy to stay 24 hours sitting in a student room. But hopefully I'm very happy because I can still access the roof of my dorm, and I have a really beautiful view, and it's perfect to take my daily dose of fresh air and not go crazy. There, I could meet my friend and we drew together, and she told me how to use a drawing application. So I guess it's a good activity because it doesn't involve any contact and you can apply all the security measurements. For example, we can keep our distances, we don't have to share any object or anything. I didn't film it, but I actually had my leftovers for dinner, and then it's my relaxation time. I'm so happy I could find a second-handed piano because it's a really cheap one, there's not any reverb, but I still have lots of fun because I can use some electronic sounds and effects on my songs, and that's so cool. After dinner, I don't have any energy left usually. So that's when I would just watch stuff on YouTube or Netflix. But I always do it in my target languages. For example, for this Japanese show, I was listening to it in Italian but with German subtitles. And I always have a notebook with me to write all the new vocabulary and make the most of my time. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope it was interesting and valuable for you.